Basketball tonight here on The Score. I'm Joey Kieran. It's great to be with you again as we get ready for the home opening game of the season for the Roseburg boys basketball team. They've been on the road the last 2 weeks, getting a couple of games under their belt, finally get a chance to play in front of their home crowd here tonight as they welcome in the Crater Comets, who come in with a 3-2 record, a few more games underneath their belts as they make their way here to Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. It's great to be with you here on this Tuesday night. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and hanging with us until we got this one started. JV game goes just a little bit long, but Roseburg does pull out the victory. They had a comfortable lead and let Crater back into it, but come back down the stretch, and the Roseburg JV team remains undefeated on the season with their third win of the year. As for the Roseburg boys, coming off of a big win at North Eugene last Tuesday to improve to 2-0 on the season, the Crater Comets are coming in after a loss against Willamette on Saturday, a narrow defeat there against the Wolverines, a team that is bumped up to the 6A classification this year in the Southwest Conference. But the Crater Comets unable to pull off the victory on Saturday in a tight one there against the Wolverines. Crater will be looking to get back a couple of games above 500 for Roseburg, looking to try and stay undefeated on the season before they make a trek over to Bend coming up for the weekend. So we are looking forward to the matchup coming up here tonight. We're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll get a chance to hear from head coach Jordan Humphreys as we get ready for tonight's matchup. It's Roseburg and Crater squaring off here at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, the home opener for the Roseburg boys basketball team. We'll come back after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Back with more of our pregame here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Roseburg basketball tonight for their home opener. They're taking on the Crater Comets. We've got that tip-off coming up for you here in just a few moments. But joining us in the pregame is head coach Jordan Humphreys. Coach, you guys are 2-0. Saw you guys put up 80 points last game. I know that you wanted to be a quick tempo game. You wanted to get up a lot of shots. You guys were okay shooting threes when you get the opportunity to get those. Where do you see you guys kind of point-wise, where you'd like to be in a game? 80 points was great last time out. It was one of the highest point totals in quite some time for this team and this program. Is that where you want to be?
We don't necessarily talk about the number of points we're going to score in a game. We definitely have some goals on number of possessions that we want to have and rebounding stats that we want to have. And ultimately, all those things, if we do those, will lead to higher scoring games, and the guys know that, but they know if we just focus on points, then that's not going to get us where we want to be. So if we focus on those other things, as far as rebounding, as far as creating turnovers, and then that's going to get the result we want as far as the number. But we don't talk about the specific number.
You know, you guys, we're, like I said, 2 games in, and so it's still early. There's always things to work on, but in those grand scheme of what you guys want to try and do in a game, how did you feel coming away from a big win at North Eugene?
I felt good about that. I mean, a lot of our guys remember the game from last year, and that's what we talk about. Same thing with Crater. We talked about the last time we played them, and these guys have a little bit of a grudge. And so definitely coming out and performing like that, we feel good about the way we played. And like you said, a lot of things to clean up. But early in the season, no matter what style you play, there's always things to clean up. And so we're continually working to get better and work to clean some of those up tonight and have a little bit cleaner game.
You know, you mentioned, kind of putting some demons to bed with that North Eugene game, and the thing in that one was they couldn't finish in the second half. You guys outscored North Eugene, almost doubled them up in the second half there. You know, finishing strong, being a second half team, how much is that part of kind of your usual conversations with these guys?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we talk about, I think early on in our probably the first interview you had, we talked about, one of our things is we want to be 1-0, and same thing, 1-0 in practice, 1-0 in games, and we were even breaking it down to at halftime. Halftime, it's a whole new game. Teams make adjustments, and they're going to go in at half and try to do something to disrupt what we're doing, and we got to come out and make sure we don't take our foot off the gas until the end.
Tonight you guys take on Crater. What do you kind of see on film, on paper about these guys, a team that, we've talked about it, that you guys aren't the biggest team, so most teams seem to have at least somewhat of a height advantage against you. This team looks like that. They've got some size, but what do you see on film from the Crater Comets?
Yeah, they got some good athletes. They got Nathan Biddle's younger brother, who's a sophomore, who's 6'3" and pretty athletic, and they got another 6'3" guard that's pretty athletic and can do a lot of isolation stuff. And anytime we step on the floor, we got to make sure we are taking advantage of our strengths, and that we are also we'll
have drinks and fight later.
that we are also working to block out. I mean, that's going to be our thing all year. We got to rebound and we got to block out, because every game we have is going to be a size disadvantage.
And for you guys tonight, you finally get the home opener underway. It's I believe you guys have just had one game each week, so this is week 3 of the season, and you guys finally get a chance to play at home. How nice is it for the guys to get a chance to finally run out of their own locker room?
Oh, man, they're excited. They've been excited ever since last Friday, and they were excited all day at school, and I think you're going to see that energy on the court, and hopefully it pays off bringing that energy.
All right, Coach, best of luck to you guys tonight.
Yeah, and if you listeners haven't heard Joey's calls from last week on 1490 The Score, make sure you go back and listen to him, because he's exciting to listen to on the air.
Well, thank you. I always appreciate that. Coach Jordan Humphreys joining us here in the pregame.
And we appreciate the kind words there from Coach Humphreys as we count down to tip-off here tonight from Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Well, it was plenty to be happy about after that last win for Roseburg. Talking there with Coach Humphreys about that win over North Eugene. Roseburg came out, put out 80 points in that matchup. Kind of a big one there for Roseburg. Taking a look at that win over the Highlanders for Roseburg. It was the highest scoring game for Roseburg since 12-4 of 2019. December 4th, 2019, it was an 84-59 win over Eagle Point in what is Jordan Humphreys' first game as the head coach of the Roseburg Indians. So in his first game ever, Roseburg puts up 84 points. They finally get back to that 80-point mark in their most recent game over North Eugene. It was also the largest margin of victory for Roseburg, 33-point victory in that one under Jordan Humphreys. And I went back as far back as the records allowed on the OSAA website, and that is the largest margin of victory in at least the past 9 years for Roseburg. So pretty big win there against North Eugene. It ended a 2-game losing streak against the Highlanders. RHS finished out the first half on a 13-0 run to lead 31-19 at the break. That was after Roseburg started the game on a 10-0 run. North Eugene battled their way back, would end up taking a brief lead in that second quarter, but then Roseburg goes on the 13-0 run to finish with a healthy lead at the break, and then Roseburg outscores North Eugene 49-28 in the second half. Roseburg hit 6 3-pointers in the win, went 10 of 15 from the free throw line, and had 4 players in double figures. That was a nice and rewarding trip up to North Eugene High School for Roseburg. That did make up, as you heard possibly there from head coach Jordan Humphreys, made up a little bit for the loss that they had the year before when Roseburg went up there, led after 3 quarters, and then scored just 2 points in the fourth quarter against North Eugene and ended up losing that game on the road. That was definitely a disappointment for Roseburg last season. But they made up for it on Tuesday last week and definitely made it for a fun trip up to Eugene. Don't forget, folks, tonight's game is streaming live online at 541radio.com, and you can watch tonight's game streaming there. You can head to 541radio.com and check it out. Click on Watch Roseburg Sports, wherever you might see that on 541radio.com. You can also head to our YouTube channel and search 1490 The Score on YouTube. You'll find us there, and you can watch the game streaming live for free with us. Make sure you hit the subscribe button when you are on our YouTube channel so that you can stay up to date with Roseburg High sports all throughout the school year. We'll be covering, of course, Roseburg High sports throughout this 2021, or make that 2022-2023 school year. And you can subscribe, hit the little notification bell. That way you get alerted every time we go live with a new sporting event going on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. As for the Crater Comets, they come in 3-2 on the season. They are coming off of a 40-37 loss against Willamette on Saturday. As mentioned, Crater has not beaten a 6A Southwest Conference opponent yet this year. They had an earlier loss against Grants Pass as well as Willamette, which is rejoining the Southwest Conference this season. The game was tied at 15-all at halftime, but Willamette outscored Crater 13-8 in the third quarter, building a 28-23 lead heading into the fourth quarter. Crater outscores Willamette in the fourth, but not able to do enough damage against the Wolverines, who are now 3-1 on the season, as Crater would fall in that matchup. They went 9 of 15 from the free throw line in that one. Last time these two teams met, it was Crater winning 76-56. That was back in that 2021 COVID season when we played during the month of June. It felt really weird. That was the final game of the year for Roseburg. It was at the towards the tail end of June when they got that game in. That was definitely one of the weirder seasons. This Crater team did graduate a lot from last year. Crater went 23-6, finished 12-4 in the Midwestern League, and ended up finishing 4th in state after winning against Ashland 50-45. They did graduate 6 seniors off that team, though. That includes 2 first-teamers, 2 third-teamers, and 2 honorable mention selections. They did not have any returning all-league selections from last year. Taking over as the head coach this year is Brian Scott in his first year with the Comets, and he will look to try and get the win tonight against Roseburg. We're closing in on the national anthem and the opening tip-off to tonight's ball game. We'll have your starting lineups coming up here in just a moment as well. Roseburg in their home whites, Crater in the road blacks. They are both orange and black for their colors as we get ready for tonight's ball game. Don't forget, you can watch streaming live online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score. Check us out there for tonight's broadcast. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout as we get ready for tonight's start of the ball game. Looking forward to that, and very much looking forward to having you here with us for tonight's contest. I'm Joey Keyran. Want to shout out to Josh Nelson helping out here locally with the video production, and back in the studio, Abby Knight with the radio production. Appreciate everybody joining us for tonight's contest. We'll take a break for the national anthem and come back after this 2-minute timeout. This is Roseburg basketball, streaming on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Mountain Mike's. Pizza, the way it ought to be.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
22, Kyle DeLin.
Roseburg basketball welcomes in the Crater Comets tonight for a non-conference matchup. It's time now to take a look at tonight's starting lineups. Let's start with our visiting team, the Crater Comets, led by head coach Brian Scott in his first year with the program and assistant coach Matt Martin. His starting five will have a senior 5'10" guard Marcus Idiart getting the start here tonight. Along with that, a junior guard at 6 foot, Ashton Acree. A 6'3" forward, a sophomore, Kyle Biddle. He is the younger brother of Nate Biddle, who was a star at Crater High School and is now on the Oregon Ducks basketball team. Joining him in the lineup is Ty Dullen, a junior 6'3" guard, and then you've got a senior 6'5" post, Hunter Schwenk. That'll get the starting lineup rounded out there for the Comets. Switching over to the home team, led by head coach Jordan Humphreys in his fourth year at the helm of the program. Humphreys, assisted by Robert Johnson. His starting lineup will have second-team All-Southwest Conference selection Micah Mendoza, a junior 6'3" guard, averaging 17.5 points a game. Carter Stedman, a 5'9" senior guard, averaging 3 points a game. Jace Wilder, a 6'2" senior guard, averaging 10.5. Boston Williams, a 5'11" senior guard, averaging 8.5. And Hunter Fullerton, a senior 6 foot guard, averaging 16 points a game. That is tonight's starting lineups as we get ready for the opening tip. It will be Schwenk in the middle against Micah Mendoza to tip this one off. Roseburg's in the white home jerseys, Crater in the black road jerseys. Orange numbers on the front and the back for both teams as Mendoza will sky up and he wins the opening tip. And Roseburg will have it. They move left to right on your radio dial. Mendoza in the right corner will drive in, get some contact, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound pulled down by Boston Williams, and Roseburg will have another look at it here on the opening possession. Williams, a three from the right corner is good. Boston Williams will give Roseburg an early 3-0 lead. Into the front court for Crater, attacking left side, off the mark for Acree. Down with the rebound was Roseburg's. Boston Williams is second of the night. Quickly up the floor. Ball now taken away by Crater. Roseburg will apply some double team pressure in the backcourt. Crater will quickly move up the floor. Double team in the front court now. Ball nearly knocked away from Idiart. Into the corner. A three is long for Biddle, but the rebound, offensive board for Acree. And he gets hit as he goes up for the shot. Be a foul first of the ball game for Roseburg, leading 3-0. Heading to the line will go Ashton Acree, the junior, coming off of 6 points in his last game, that loss against Willamette. The foul goes against Hunter Fullerton for his first. Left-handed shooter at the line. Acree will make the first, make it a 3-1 ball game. Tonight's contest brought to you by our friends at Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call them at 378-6694. Both free throws go through for Acree. 3-2 ball game. Stepping behind the line is Wilder. He looked down to see where his feet were, make sure he's behind the arc. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Everybody's looking, and the signal is, wait, they're going to confirm, and now they will say Crater basketball. Home fans, first time the Roseburgs played in front of them for the boys basketball team. They were not happy with that call, as expected. Full court press here from Roseburg. One-handed pass up the floor, nearly taken away by Mendoza, but then trying to keep the possession. Crater will step on the far sideline and out of bounds. That was Biddle, who's got a big smile on his face. 6'3" as a sophomore. Stedman brings the ball into the front court, dribbles to the left side, picks it up, pass into Williams, the left side three, off the back iron, rebound. Fullerton will pull it away. He'll go back up, and he lays it in for two. Roseburg's on top 5-2, back to a three-point lead. Behind the back dribble for Idiart across the timeline. Bounce it to the far side. A corner three is off the mark for Dolan. He's another long, skinny guy. Ball on the rebound. They call a foul on Kyle Biddle. On the rebound attempt, Biddle will pick up his first. And Biddle will head to the bench. Looks a lot like his older brother, that is for sure. That brings in the junior Joshua Rucker. A 6'2" post. He's got a little bit more girth to his frame than Biddle. Pass into the corner. Wilder with it. Hand off to Stedman. Wants to drive baseline. Backs it back out. Hard pass back to the top. Deep three by Fullerton is short. Just grazed the front of the iron. Ball tapped back in by Idiart, and he will get it trying to break the press. Brings it into the front court. Back to his right hand. Pat tries a pass underneath. It's taken away by Fullerton. Fullerton behind the back pass to Mendoza. Wanted the highlight reel jam. Instead, will head to the line for two. That was something else. In transition and a full race to the basket. Hunter Fullerton with a nifty behind the back pass to a cutting Micah Mendoza right on target. And Mendoza, just with some contact, almost had a chance to finish that one. He goes to the line where he is shooting 63%. And he will hit the first to stretch it to Roseburg's largest lead of the game at 4. That would have been a Sports Center reel right there. 5:48 to go here in this first period. Roseburg leading 6-2. Make it 7-2 as Mendoza hits them both. His first points of the night. 5 players in the backcourt for Roseburg, putting pressure on. They'll lob it up the floor to break the press. Getting to the rim and finishing is Schwenk. Makes it 7-4. Roseburg quickly pushes up into the corner. The lefty Mendoza, a corner three off the mark. Rebound tipped out, last touched by Ty Dolan for Crater, out of bounds to the Indians. Underneath their own hoop, leading 7-4. Stedman, pass it in, left wing. Fullerton drives, picks it up at the elbow. Rucker tried to take it away from him. That spins around Fullerton, gives him a clean look at the basket, and he says, I'll take that if you're going to give it to me. And it's 9-4. Roseburg with the bucket. Now Fullerton, another steal. Fullerton behind the back dribble. Gets it to Williams, the left wing three. Too strong. Long rebound and tried to save it back in with Stedman. Could not get there in time. Timeout taken by Crater with 5:14 to play here in the opening period of our ball game. Roseburg leading it 9-4. Let's take a 30-second timeout. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
5:14 to play here in the opening period of our ball game. Crater with it. Joey Keyran here with you. 9-4 the score. Roseburg in front. Pass along the floor. Gets it to Dolan, who gets hit by Wilder as he goes up from the right side of the basket. That'll be the first of the night on Jace Wilder. No changes after the timeout taken by Crater. Both teams with the same 5 still on the floor. Schwenk and Rucker out there along with Dolan, who misses the front end of his 2 free throws. And then you've got Marcus Idiart and Ashton Acree, your 5 on the floor for Crater. Both free throws didn't quite have enough behind him for Dolan, but the rebound comes down to Crater. Nearly traveled, nearly had a pass stolen. A 3 by Acree on the right side, and then a whistle on the rebound against Crater.
Crater foul on number 33.
They call that one on Josh Rucker, his first, 3rd team foul against the Comets. They'll try to trap as Roseburg gets into the front court. Fullerton gets it in the right corner, and he sprints right to the rim and will lay it in. Another 2. He's got 6 in the period. 11-4, Roseburg's largest lead at 7. Right side with it. Dolan working against Wilder, drives, a whistle before contact underneath the basket. It'll be out at the top. Look like a hand-checking foul going to be called against Jace Wilder, who will pick up his 2nd. Substitutions coming in for Roseburg. Mark Oha comes in, Owen Bentia checks in, and so does Trey Finlayson. Stedman will take a seat. So does Williams, and Wilder also heads to the bench. No, Wilder's still in the game. Inbound pass nearly taken away by Fullerton. Knocked out of bounds, stays with Crater. It was Mendoza was the 3rd player that checked out on that last substitution. Idiart will check out of the game. In comes Ben Higginson, a sophomore at 6'1", adding some height here for Crater. Travel in the corner by Acree, got the inbound pass, tried to go with the head fake, and shuffled his feet before he gets going. Roseburg will get the ball, leading 11-4 with 4:32 to play here in the first quarter. Pass up the floor to Fullerton, weaves to the top of the arc, to the left side to Oha. He'll turn, and he launches a 3. That's just a bit short. Rebound, Oha commits the foul as he tried to fight through the Crater player to get to the basketball. 4th team foul against Roseburg.
Foul number 1, Mark Ohio.
Inbound will come from the far sideline for the Comets. Acree will get it, 1-on-1 against Finlayson. They bring 2 players out to defend at the midcourt stripe. Get it to Rucker, working against the much smaller Oha, and Oha is going to draw the foul as Josh Rucker, I'm going to guess that young man played football.
Number 1, Mark Ohio, his 2nd.
Oha will pick up his 2nd. Rucker, a physical player it looks like, backing his way all the way to the hoop, has a lot of muscle behind him, and he was overpowering Oha as he did it. First free throw, though, rolls off the right side of the iron for Josh Rucker. He played in the last game, did not score for Crater. Tonight's game is brought to you by Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Second free throw is good. First made free throw for Rucker. 3rd free throw of the night for Crater. Right side, Fullerton with it. It's going to drive to the bucket, and he gets the floater in the lane. 8 points in the first period for Hunter Fullerton. 13-5, Roseburg in front by 8, their largest lead. And a whistle on the other side, this time against Roseburg. Keegan Cleary will check in, and so does Asher Vredenberg, as the 2 remaining starters will come out of the game for Roseburg. Fullerton and Wilder head to the bench. Foul was against Owen Bentia, his first. From the far sideline, inbound. Pass back into the corner for Dolan, working against Keegan Cleary. He'll take the baseline, gets airborne, and just puts it up with the left hand off the glass for 2 to Ty Dolan.
Ty Dolan on the basket for Crater.
Up the floor comes Oha, calls for Vredenberg, instead goes opposite to his left, wants to toss back to Vredenberg, nearly overthrows it. Asher driving through, the runner no good, gets his own rebound, then dribbles it on the baseline and turns it over. Again, pressure in the backcourt by Roseburg. 3:27 to go first quarter. Dolan with it. Dribbles left hand to the near side across the timeline. Pass on the sideline, stolen by Friedenberg. Behind the back pass, back into the field of play. It's taken by Crater. Driving baseline, the runner off the mark. Rebound pulled down by Cleary. Rucker knocks it away, and Crater will get it back. Back into the middle of the Rucker. 4 players around him. He loses it. Oha comes away with it. Up the floor comes Oha. Left side, backs it out, and from behind, Rucker knocks it away. A scramble for it on the ground, and it's a tie-up jump ball. Possession arrow will favor Crater. Josh Rucker has been a defensive force, getting his hands into a lot of spots. Carter Stedman will check back in for Roseburg. Oha takes a seat. And Crater will also make a substitution here. Idiart will come back in.
Marcus Idiot.
Inbound for Crater after the jump ball call. Idiart gets it. Pass in the backcourt across the way to Acree. Full court pressure by Crater. That ball got loose, tipped to Crater on the left side with it. Idiart back to the top to Acree. Will get it back on the left side. He'll dribble out to the top as they work it to the right side of the floor. Turn around, dribble into the right wing. Find the baseline cutter with the right hand. Too strong underneath. A rebound attempt for Dukowitz. Off the miss there by Ben Higginson. Dukowitz got the offensive board, goes up, and he will draw a foul and go to the line. Into the bonus now is Crater. 17th foul against Roseburg, first against Asher Friedenberg. First one through for Higginson. Excuse me, that is Dukowitz at the line. Micah Mendoza and Boston Williams will come back into the game for Roseburg. Roseburg bringing some of their starters back in after a quick breather. 13-8 our score. Second free throw is good. Dukowitz hits them both. 13-9. Stedman to the right side, fakes the handoff to Mendoza and gets called for a travel. Stedman was not sure where that call came from. Inbound into the backcourt for Acree. Working against Mendoza. Dribbles to the right side. Back to his left. Out at the center circle. Will pass away left side to Dullen. Dullen will get tied up as he goes up at the free throw line. They call this
Roseburg foul number 13.
13. That's Keegan Cleary on the foul. And it is a 1-and-1 opportunity here for Crater. Ty Dullen, 0 for 2 at the free throw stripe so far tonight. Trying to cut into a 4-point deficit here for Crater. He will make the first. Roseburg basketball tonight on The Score, brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Both go through for Dullen at the line. Dullen will hustle back on defense as he's gotten the Comets back within 2. They've trailed by as many as 8. A 3 by Friedenberg, right side. It's too strong. Rebound. Cleary was there, but he couldn't hold on to it. Tips it out of bounds. And the Comets with the basketball and a chance to tie or take the lead. 2 minutes to go here in this opening period. Roseburg was still with pressure in the backcourt. Pass up the floor. The one-handed push pass from Dullen. On the left side, a whistle. Idiart gets the foul called against Asher Friedenberg, his second. Roseburg, this is the style they want to play. They want to be aggressive. They want to be pushing. But it does tend to get them into foul trouble. As at the line, Idiart will get his first points of the night. It does tend to lead to Roseburg racking up some fouls, gets teams into bonuses, but also you got to make sure you keep guys out of foul trouble. Second free throw is good for Idiart. Stedman with it, 1:53 to play in the first period. Williams with it left side, hands it off to Cleary. He drives left side, stops at the left block, back out to the top. Mendoza, crossover dribble, gets in, spin move left side, rolls off the front of the iron, long rebound out to Cleary. They'll reset. Baseline jumper is good for Asher Friedenberg. Friedenberg will get Roseburg up by 4. They don't think we were we tied? We were? Okay. That's right. The 2 made free throws. So not up by 4, up by 2. Foul called on Roseburg. It goes against Micah Mendoza. Acree at the line, hits his first.
Hunter Fullerton.
Makes it a 1-point game. Hunter Fullerton back into the game. Jace Wilder starting 5 out there for Roseburg. Second free throw is good. Ashton Acree is 4 for 4 at the line, makes it a 15-all game. Fullerton drives right side. He attacks, draws the whistle, and gets the bucket off the glass. Hunter Fullerton having a huge first quarter. He's now got 10, looking to make it 11 at the line for the 1 and 1. He has got 10 of Roseburg's 17 points. Roseburg's only had 1 trip to the free throw line so far in this opening period. Just the 4th team foul against the Comets. Free throw no good. Rebound tipped around. Crater comes away with it. Wilder in the backcourt putting pressure on. Toss up the floor for Crater. Acree right side. Drives baseline. Off the glass, no good. Rebound tip. Williams comes up with it. Boston doing a nice job on the glass here early on. Brings it up the floor. Dumps it over the defense to Fullerton, right wing. Crossover to the free throw line. Backs his way in. Back out to Stedman. Stedman, spin move in the lane. Pass out to a wide open Micah Mendoza for 3. And Roseburg getting hot before the quarter comes to an end. And a whistle. They call a foul against Marcus Idiart, and he can't believe it. He doesn't know what he did. He will pick up the foul. Roseburg will get the ball back. They lead by 5, 20-15. Boston Williams a breather before the quarter comes to an end. Owen Bentia back in. Into the corner, Mendoza looking for another 3, this time from the right side, and it rims out. Rebound underneath, pulled in by Schwenk. Idiart dribbles through the defense. One-handed pass up to Acree in the corner. Underneath, gets it to Schwenk, and right over the front of the iron, Hunter Schwenk able to roll it in. Makes it a 3-point game. 28 seconds to play. Stedman gets right underneath, but he's a bit off as he had the defense up in front of him. 22 seconds to play, opening period. Right side, pestered. Roseburg's double team takes it away from Idiart. Up the floor to Wilder. He gets his shot blocked, but it goes right to Hunter Fullerton, and he gets another 2. Now the ball taken away by Roseburg on the inbound pass. Mendoza has it taken away as he tries to attack. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second before the horn. No shot, a travel. It would be a Roseburg possession, but are they going to put any time on the clock? No, they will end the first period there. 22-17 is your score after 1. Roseburg in front will take a 60-second timeout, a 1-minute break, and come back with the second quarter on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Thank you.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Roseburg will start with the basketball as we begin the second quarter here. Jace Wilder in the corner will dump it back to the top to Carter Stedman. Out to Owen Bentia for his first look of the night. And we start the second quarter on a three-pointer by Roseburg. Owen Bentia gets it in, and Roseburg's up by 8 once again, matching their largest lead of the game, 25-17. It's Crater with it, a deep three off the mark by Dullen. And Crater will get the ball back on a long offensive board that got tipped out to the top. Roseburg with their zone, make that man defense. Right side, Hunter Fullerton. Double team, pressure, pass into the middle, out to the left side. Idiart, an open three, is off the mark. Push up the floor, up to Bentia, goes right to the rim, and Owen with a quick 5 points here in the second quarter to get Roseburg out to its largest lead at 10, 27-17. Crater will break the press up into the front court. Ty Dolan will drive in. I don't know if he hit the side of the backboard or if it got blocked. I think it was the backboard. Pass through the defense. Mendoza dribbles it out and then gets called for a travel. So Mendoza got it. He wanted to get back behind the three-point line. They call him for the step back, and it's a turnover by Roseburg. It was tied at 15 all in that first quarter. Then Roseburg went on a 7-2 run to finish the period. And it continues here as they're on a 12-2 run to lead by 10. Up the floor for Crater on the left side. Acree gets it away. Finding the baseline cutter. Beautiful pass by Dolan to find the cutter. Duckwitz underneath. Up the floor. Shot blocked. Hunter Fullerton tried to launch the three. Got a shot blocked by Dolan. And then Dolan, he took a hand to the face. He needs a minute here. He's grabbing at his lip. Hunter Fullerton will pick up his second. Already into the double bonus is Crater. So Ty Delin will head to the line where he is 2 for 4.
Ty Delin.
It is an 8-point ball game at the moment. Make it 7 on the first by Delin. Finlayson will check in for Fullerton with his 2 fouls. He'll head to the bench.
Craig Finlayson replacing Hunter Fullerton.
Second free throw for Delin. No good. Bentia down with the rebound. Pushes the tempo up to Williams. Williams through the lane. Dumps it into the corner. Catch and shoot three by Carter Stedman off the mark. Rebound attempt in the corner by Bentia is saved back in to Crater. Up the floor come the Comets. Left side. Thought about the left wing three. Driving in. A Cree shot. Misses everything. That ball saved back in. And Crater will get it. And then an offensive player control foul against Ty Delin. He spun around right into the chest of Jace Wilder, who went tumbling to the ground, draws the whistle. Second foul on Delin here in the first half. 6 team fouls against the Comets, 10 against Roseburg. They've hit that double bonus. Hand off to Finlayson, drives in. He wants to attack. He'll draw a whistle as well. Aggressive play there by Finlayson, the senior off the bench, only averaging 1.5 points a game. He goes to the free throw line. And we'll get a chance to try and get some points on the board for Roseburg at the stripe. No, excuse me, they turned it over. They call it on Finlayson instead. So it's an offensive foul. So Crater gets the basketball. And now a whistle away from the basketball, and it's a foul called against the Comets. Hunter Schwenk will pick up a foul, a blocking foul.
Crater foul on number 32.
Reminiscent of our opening game of the season when there were a lot of free throws taken in that one, especially by Roseburg. Getting a lot of whistles here early on in this one. Roseburg leads 27-20, 5:42 to go in the second quarter. Pass away to Bentia, into the corner for Wilder. Back out to Bentia on the left wing. Wanted to hand it off to Wilder, but the ball got knocked away by Crater, and up with it is Idiart. He'll dribble up the floor, behind the back, stops in the backcourt, got to get it across. Will on the far side with it. Schwenk attacks, pulls up for the mid-range jumper, no good. And a travel call. Jace Wilder had a man running up the backside of him. He tried to get the basketball down, but he had a player all over the backside of him and doesn't get the whistle for a foul. Instead gets the whistle for a travel. Turns it back over to Crater. And now a stop in the action here. Conversation for Jace Wilder from the official. Want to make sure everybody's showing good sportsmanship out there. Josh Rucker will come back into the game for Crater. To the bench goes Cody Dukowitz. Inbound from the baseline for Delenn, and now a whistle on an offensive foul by Crater. Goes against Josh Rucker. And he will head to the bench with a bit of a sly grin on his face. Into the game comes Cooper Hopkins for the first time, a senior 5'10" guard. Mark Oha in for Roseburg, brings it up the floor. Spin back to his left, finds an open lane, will attack. The left hand won't go, but he will head to the line. Mark Oha a chance to get his first points of the night at the charity stripe. 5:08 to play here in the first half of tonight's ball game. Roseburg leading by 7. Mark Oha shooting his first free throws of the season. Hits the first. Mendoza and Friedenberg will check back in. Tonight's game brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. Second free throw and a penalty. Oha across the line. That happened a few times in the first game of the season for Roseburg as well. So 1 out of 2 from the line for Oha, 28-20. Man leaking out up the floor is Biddle. He attacks, goes right into the chest of Oha, who ends up on the ground. No whistle. Biddle lays it in for 2. 6-point ball game. On the left side, Finlayson back out to Oha. On the left wing, drives in, back to Finlayson. Friedenberg, the left wing 3. Back iron, skying for his own rebound. No, that was Finlayson. He gets it to Mendoza. He got raked across the face, gets his own board, and he'll go up for the 2. Finlayson with the offensive board to get that started. 30-22, Biddle driving in the lane. This time whistled for the offensive. Coming into the game for Crater will be Ashton Acree. Heading to the bench goes Hopkins. Friedenberg inbounds to Oha. As Roseburg leads it by 8, nearing the midway point here in the second quarter. To Bentia in the corner. He'll drive baseline, makes the pass to Mendoza from deep in the corner. His 3 was off the mark, but an offensive board for Friedenberg. That shot was blocked by Dolan. Out at the top, lost the defender. Idiart pass away into the corner. Acree driving baseline. And the foul goes against Bentia. Both teams are into the double bonus now. There'll be 2 free throws here for Ashton Acree.
Roseburg foul number 12, Owen Bentia.
Bentia picking up his second.
Ashton Acree.
I have 13 fouls for Roseburg written down. It's the first one off the mark for Acree.
Into the Indian lineup, Keegan Cleary replacing.
I've got 8 for Roseburg, but that's not, or for Crater. That's, I'm missing a couple there. Both teams have hit the double bonus, capped at 10.
Roseburg, Boston Williams coming in.
Boston Williams into the game. Keegan Cleary had checked in as well. Bentia takes a seat on the bench, so does Finlayson. Second free throw goes through for Acree. 1 of 2 at the line. 30-23, and now it's a steal by Dolan. And he will lay it in from the left side with the right hand. Got the steal and an easy breakaway, too. 30-24 is what it reads on the board. I think they missed a free throw. Out at the top with it Mendoza crossover, going right side, got tied up, jump ball, possession for Crater. Five-point ball game, 30-25 with 3:39. Ball knocked away in the backcourt by Mendoza, stays with Crater. Dolan will inbound. Full court press here by Roseburg. Racing around Williams into the front court comes Acree. Pass into the corner for Biddle. Biddle tried to enter it down underneath to Schwenk, and late coverage, but good job recovering by Mark Oha. Knocked that one out of bounds, inbound from the baseline. They'll set up for the inbound from underneath the basket. Had a player roll to the hoop, couldn't get it there, out to the top. Dolan in the corner, the three from the right side, no good. Williams down with the rebound. He'll push it up the floor to Vredenberg. He tries to step around a defender, and nifty lay-in from the left side, Ashton Vredenberg. 32-25, 3:10 to go in the first half. Up the floor comes Dolan into the lane. He has it taken right out of his hands by Keegan Cleary. Up the floor, Cleary draws the whistle, but they'll say the foul was on the floor. So not a shooting foul, but because we're into the double bonus, heading to the line goes Keegan Cleary. And the foul will go up on the board against Kyle Biddle. That's a name I was expecting to hear. That's the third for Biddle.
Keegan Cleary.
To the line will go Keegan Cleary. First trip to the stripe tonight. And he is short on the first one.
Into the Crater lineup, Ben Higgins.
Biddle will take a seat, so does Ty Dolan. Into the game, Ben Higginson. And also Cody Duckowitz. Second free throw goes through for Cleary. And a timeout taken by Roseburg with 2:58 to go here in the opening half. 33-25 is our score. Roseburg in front. We'll take a 30-second timeout and come back here at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium on 541radio.com and on the score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Roseburg leading this one 33-25. 2:58 to go out of the timeout taken by Coach Humphreys. Roseburg's led by as many as 10 tonight's ball game. Streaming live online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. Check it out there. Pressure in the backcourt again by the Tribe. Working up the near side. Idiart works off the defender, up the floor, gets it underneath, and able to get that one to fall was Schwenk. That hung on the rim before it drops through. Carter Stedman brings it into the front court. Roseburg spreading it out. Out at the top is Mendoza, pestered by Higginson. To the left side, Mendoza lost it. The ball's on the ground. And Crater must have gotten possession. They call a timeout. And so with 2:26 to go here in the first half, the Comets will head to the bench for a quick timeout. We'll keep it right here before our halftime break. 33-27 our score. Crater comes in averaging 58 points a game, giving up 49.8. They have a season high of 80. Roseburg averaging 76.5 points a game. They've played just the two, giving up 54 a game. There you have a season high of 80 in there as well. Roseburg shooting 43.5% from the floor coming into tonight's game. One thing I keep telling myself I should ask Coach Humphreys, but I keep forgetting in our pregame interviews about free throw shooting. Roseburg right now at only 54.5% from the line as a team coming into tonight's matchup. That's definitely a number you'd like to see improve. Out of the timeout, 33-27 the score. Roseburg with pressure and a travel call on Marcus Idiart. And he doesn't understand where the call comes from. He thought he had drawn a whistle and was heading to the free throw line. Started dribbling away from everything, then got told we got to go on defense. Pass out to the top, as Roseburg will get it. Right now, leading by 6. Williams to the free throw line, spin move to his left, and with the right hand, he'll spin it through. Boston Williams, he's got 5 in the game. Now a turnover on the outlet, up the floor by Crater. Roseburg, ball tipped out of bounds. It will stay with Roseburg. And again, Idiart can't believe that the whistle goes against Crater. He thought it had been tipped out, last touch by Roseburg. Stedman gets an open look at a 3, takes it from the right side. It's off the mark. With it, up the floor, Dolan out to Dukowitz. He'll dribble it out, pass across the floor to Idiart. He'll take a left wing 3, back iron no good. Rebound down to Schwenk. And he gets hit as he tries to turn and go back to the basket. Minute 43 here in the first half. And heading to the line is Hunter Schwenk. Jace Wilder picks up his 3rd here in the first half. And I believe he'll be heading to the bench as Finlayson goes to check in at the scorer's table. First free throw off the mark for Schwenk. And Wilder does go to the bench.
Hunter Schwenk is on the line shooting one more. Into the Crater lineup.
Ashton Acree and Cooper Hopkins will check back into the game for Crater. Second free throw here for Schwenk. He's able to get that one. 1 of 2 at the line, 35-28, 7-point game. Stedman with the left hand across the timeline, picks up the dribble, out between the circles, will pass it away to Mendoza, comes to get it. Mendoza to the left side, angles, pass away, Williams, straightaway 3, halfway down before it rattles out. And then on the rebound, Roseburg commits the foul and will walk the other direction for the free throws.
Roseburg foul on number 30.
So heading to the line will go Ty Dullen, where he is 3 of 5 from the stripe. Makes the first. Into the game for the first time tonight, senior Zachary Alderman will come in for Dukowitz. Second free throw for the righty, Dolan. Nails that one. 5-point ball game here before halftime. 1:22 to go. A lot of time left here. Stedman drives in, tries to get some English. He's too far underneath, misses the lay-in. And a travel call. Asher Friedenberg in the middle, got it, wanted to attack. Defense came and really disrupted that. Had a slasher cutting through. Kind of got him off target. Didn't know where to go with it, shuffled his feet. Crater with the basketball, a chance to get within one possession. Up the floor, right to the rim goes Dolan, but he can't hit it. Too long with his floater. Stedman going to push the tempo. Right side, Williams, an open look at a 3. That one's just off the mark. Rebound tipped out, goes to Crater. Boston has had a couple of open looks, can't get him to fall. Haven't been off by much. Under a minute to play in the opening half. Up the far side of the floor goes Hopkins. Toss a long way across the floor. Now trying to get it into the corner. Knocked out of bounds by Mendoza. Dolan will get it in front of the Roseburg bench to inbound there. Substitution for Crater. Higginson in for Hopkins.
Ben Higginson into the Crater lineup.
They stack it up out between the circles for Crater. Inbound goes into Alderman. He'll try to attack. Goes right to the top of the key. Pass it away. Right side 3. No good. Rebound tip. Mendoza pulls it in. Williams attacks from the left side, cuts across at the free throw line, out to Stedman for an open three, just a bit short, rebound tipped all the way out to Boston Williams, who has his 5th. He'll drive right side, the bucket, and you can count it. He'll head to the line. Boston Williams, bucket good, and they call the foul, and a technical foul also against Zach Alderman. So I believe, Alderman, I think, gets the foul and the technical foul. So Boston Williams gets the 2. He'll go to the line for the and 1 and 2 technical free throws coming up for Roseburg here as well. So the 2 points went in, 39-33, and now Williams misses the front of what looks to be 3 straight free throws. Going to let Williams take the technical free throws. He will hit 1. So that was 2 quick fouls against Zach Alderman, who stays into the game. Make that the 3rd free throw goes through for Boston Williams. He gets 2 out of 3. 40-33, 41-33. Alderman now does check out of the game. I believe Duckwitz came back in for him. Stedman hands it off to Vredenberg on the right wing. He drives in. Finlayson, a head fake, but travels. .5 seconds to go. Inbound, Crater facing pressure in the backcourt. Pass it away, up the floor in the middle. Tipped by Mendoza into the hands of Finlayson. Roseburg with the steal. Stedman, left side, a look at a 3 for Williams, no good. Through the hands for Vredenberg on a rebound. Ball tipped away, out of bounds, stays with Crater with 2.8 to play. Vredenberg underneath had an easy offensive board, but I think he was trying to think about catch on the board in the air and go right back up with it with the clock running down. Inbound, goes back to Dolan, a 3 at the buzzer, off the mark. And we will head to halftime with Roseburg leading against Crater 41-33. Head to the halftime break, and we will recap the first half for you. The Tribe in front by 8, led by as many as 10 in that second period. We'll have all the information for you when we come back here at the halftime break. It's Roseburg boys basketball leading against Crater 41-33 on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to. By hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
At the break, Roseburg leading against Crater, 41-33 is your score. Joey Keyran here with you. Helping out tonight, Josh Nelson and Abby Knight. We appreciate them stepping up and being a part of the production crew here this evening. I want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in and joining us for tonight's broadcast of Roseburg basketball here on the Score and streaming at 541radio.com. where you can watch the action live for free. At the break, it's an 8-point game. 41-33 is your score. Roseburg currently leading against Crater. Been a competitive game with both teams going on some runs and a lot of aggressive defensive play out there. We had a lot of fouls called in the first half. And both teams ended up in the double bonus by midway through that second quarter, so we had a lot of free throws taken. As for the scoring, it was 22-17 at the end of the first quarter. The game was tied at 15 all, but then Roseburg finishes the first quarter on a 7-2 run. They would extend that into the second quarter, excuse me, and they would make it I believe they got it out to a 10-point lead there, so they would be able to stretch it out. Roseburg outscores Crater 19-16 in the second quarter and lead at 41-33 here at the break. So it was a competitive game back and forth. Both teams with some sloppy play at times, turning the ball over as they would try to attack, trying to push the tempo as Roseburg and see if they can force Crater into those self-inflicted wounds, turning the ball over. They're able to do so, but Roseburg committing some of those on their own as well. A tight first half going back and forth. We're going to take a look at scoring recaps from the first half as well here coming up in just a moment. But we'll go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout here in just a few. And when we come back, we'll take a look at the individual scoring from the first half of tonight's ball game. Roseburg leading at 41-33. We'll come back after this 2-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with a news review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Taking a look at scoring from the first half, unofficial numbers here. We are, I think my numbers might be a little bit off because they didn't add up to what the scoreboard says, but apparently they were also looking at, there might have been a slight discrepancy on some of the scoring down at the table as well. But here's what I had, and it's going to be at least somewhat in the general realm of what the scoring was tonight. In the first half, leading the way, 9 points for Ty Dolan. Then you've got Hunter Schwenk with 7. 4 points for Cody Duckwitz. 5 for Ashton Acree. 2 for Marcus Idiart. And 2 for Kyle Biddle. That is your scoring in that first half from what I had for Crater. On the other side for Roseburg, 12 points in the first period for Hunter Fullerton. He did not score in the second quarter. I'm not sure how much he played in that second quarter as they tried to preserve his 5 fouls. 7 points for Boston Williams. 7 for Micah Mendoza. 5 for Owen Bentia. 4 for Ashton Vriederberg. Mark Oha with 1. And Keegan Cleary with 1 as well. So that is a look at what I had down for scoring in the first half of tonight's game as well. Now, we're waiting to see what they say about some scores on there. So it looks like they have actually gone on, updated the scoring in this one and made it 39-31, our score here at the halftime break. And that's what I was talking about, some discrepancies there on what the score actually was going to be. So they took away 2 points for Crater, and they took away 2 points for Roseburg. And that might have been why I was a little off. So 31 for Crater at halftime, which means they scored 14 in the second quarter. And 39 for Roseburg, which means they scored 17. That might now fit closer to what I have for my scoring in this game. We'll go ahead. I think actually we have used all of our breaks here at halftime, so we'll keep it right here as we get you ready for the second half tip-off here coming up. Let's see here. 2, 7, 9, 13, 22, 29. So I'm still 2 points shy for Crater on my scorekeeping, which is never a trusty source. 8, 13, 14, 21, 33, 37. So I'm 2 for Rose. Okay, so I'm a couple of points shy on my scorekeeping for tonight. Taking a quick look at our scoreboard update from around the area. 73-41. Douglas a winner over Reedsport in boys basketball here this evening. Douglas Trojans getting a win there. Roseburg will start with the basketball as we begin the third quarter. Dribbling into the front court goes Carter Stedman. Hands it off to Mike Mendoza. Mendoza drives to the line and will get it from the left side. A quick 2 for Roseburg to start off the second half. Dribbling up, moving now left to right on your radio dial. It's Ashton Acree. Wanted to underhand toss it right to Higginson. Ben Higginson wasn't ready. Goes right through his hands and turns it over to Roseburg. Roseburg wants to press the tempos. They'll move up the floor, right to left. Stedman, Fullerton, Mendoza, Wilder, and Williams on the floor for the Tribe. They'll run through their half-court offense, give a look to Williams. Boston just off the mark with his 3. Hit his first, and then he has been searching for his second since. Acree to the top, to the free throw line. Puts up a shot, no good. Rebound tipped up. Loose ball is pulled in by Stedman. He'll push it up right side. Mendoza going to the rim, and it's just too short. Got right into the elbow of the rim there between the glass. Higginson up the floor, back out to the top. Duckowitz with it. He'll drive right side. Tried to go around Williams, no, but he gets his own board and the putback. Cody Duckowitz for 2. 41-34. Mendoza tries to Euro step around the defender, gets his own rebound, and he gets the putback. Second chance points for Roseburg. 43-34. There hasn't been a moment to take a breath here to start this third quarter. Ty Dolan will drive up the far side of the floor. Dolan into the middle, finds a wide open Schwenk who lays it in with the left hand. Up the floor quickly though, and here goes Chase Wilder. And Roseburg answers on their breakout. Back and forth here, 45-36, 6:18 to go, third quarter. 6 points for Roseburg, 5 for Crater here in this second quarter already, and we're only 2 minutes in. That ball tossed up the floor, bodies on the floor everywhere. There's a lot of sloppiness there in the backcourt, but they get it up, and underneath the basket for an easy two is Cody Duckowitz. Hunter Fullerton brings it up to the free throw line, right into the teeth of the defense. To Stedman, gets it back, left side three for Fullerton. That one halfway down and spits out. Fullerton has averaged 3 threes a game, and he hasn't made one yet tonight. Turnover, though, on the outlet pass by Crater, gives it back to Roseburg. Been a frantic pace to start this third quarter, and that's what Roseburg wants. They want to get out there and be moving. Mendoza behind the back dribble, gets into the middle, draws the whistle. First foul of the second half, and we get a chance to take a breath. That will send Micah Mendoza to the line, second time tonight. Mendoza, the lefty, a junior, 6'3". Will hit the first, averaging 17.5 points a game. I've got him down for 5 here in the period, which puts him into double figures, joining Hunter Fullerton. Second free throw was short, but he'll get the home roll as it hit the front iron, clanked, and then goes 360 around and drops through. Double team in the backcourt, and now will get called for a whistle as trying to fight his way through. Ashton Acree tried to split the difference between Boston Williams and Carter Stedman. They do put up an extra point, 47-38. First home game of the season for the boys. As going coast to coast goes Ty Dolan. He will lay it in, 47-40. 7-point game. Stedman gets the defense to come out to him at the perimeter, finds the cutter. Jace Wilder underneath for an easy two. Up the floor, though, cherry picking on the other side is Duckowitz, and he's got 6 in the period. He's the double figure. Fullerton pass into the corner to Mendoza. He goes baseline, misses. Rebound pulled down by Acree. Tries to fight off the Roseburg defense, and a jump ball called. And the possession goes to Crater. Boston Williams will get a breather. Mendoza also, no. Yeah, Mendoza does go to the bench. Owen Bentia comes in, Mark Ohai in. Schwenk takes a seat. Rucker into the ball game for Crater. Full length of the floor to go here for the Comets. Dolan with it. Baseball pass up the floor. Intended that for Rucker. He tried to set a screen. One-handed pass, zips it up to Fullerton. He attacks, but he can't get the finish. And then he runs into Oha and knocks him into the baseline padding. Up the floor, here comes Acree. Underhand pass all the way out to the far left corner. A three, no good. Whistle underneath. Fullerton whistled. They call that on Acree. A push on the rebound. And now we've got a stop in the action. The whistles, they were. There's some fireworks going on out on the floor. The officials tried to stop play after the ball had been inbounded, as they're going to want to try and talk about some stuff there. The foul was called against Crater's Ashton Acree, given to Roseburg. and then apparently they decided they may have gotten that wrong. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. So it's going to go to Crater. So the Comets will get the basketball. I mean, I thought that initially that's what I thought the call was going to be, that Roseburg got called for a push on the rebound, but then they said it was against Crater and that it was a Roseburg basketball. So once we get it all straightened out here, it'll be Crater basketball underneath their own hoop with 4:32 to go in the third quarter. Roseburg leading by 7, 49-42.
Roseburg foul number 24.
So they did put it on Hunter Fullerton. He picks up his third. Ty Dolan looking to inbound. Lobs it out to Higginson at the top as they set it up between the circles to Acree. Drives right side and a whistle underneath. Fighting for position was Duckowitz against Oha. Duckowitz had 2 points in the last game for Crater. He's having a nice night tonight. 6 points in the period. Got him down for 10 total. Inbound underneath the hoop. That was the third on Oha. Lob out to Dolan at the top. Back into the corner for Acree. Marked by Stedman. Dribbles with his left hand. Falls down. Fight for it on the ground. Jump ball Roseburg. Ty Finlayson will check in for Hunter Fullerton. 4:19 to go in the third. Roseburg with the basketball, leading by 7. And a game that's starting to get pretty scrappy out there between the two sides. Oha runs the point across the timeline. Pass left side. Finlayson somehow went crashing into the baseline. Oha out at the top, fakes the handoff. Things open up for him. Drives right side and lays it off the glass. And now Roseburg with the takeaway in the backcourt. But it's poked away from Wilder, and Crater comes back up with it. Pass up the floor to Duckwitz, and he'll get another easy 2. He has been the benefactor of some breakaway points. Oha, left side. Underhand pass out to Wilder into the corner for Bentia. Sets up the 3. It's just off the mark. 51-44, 3:40 to play. Acree bringing it up on the near side. Got tied up at midcourt, tipped out by Stedman. Stays with the Comets. Jace Wilder will get a breather. Asher Vredenberg comes in for him. Stedman, Oha, Finlayson, Bentia, and Vredenberg on the floor for Roseburg. Pass into the middle to Rucker. Double team on him. He'll pass it away. Left side for Higginson. Long pass to Acree on the right wing. Ball knocked away by Vredenberg. He tried to get back to it, couldn't. Acree drives to the free throw line and a blocking foul on Stedman. 51-44. Good crowd here on the home opening night for Roseburg. It's camo night for the student section, and they showed out on that one. Not surprised, camo is not a hard look for student section here in Roseburg. Crater inbound underneath their own hoop. Pass in the far corner. From the corner, Dolan way off the mark on his 3. Rebound, outlet, looking up the floor. Get it to Vredenberg. Tosses at the rim. No good. Fight for the rebound, and it's a whistle. Crater will have the basketball after the foul on Vredenberg.
Roseburg foul on number 30, Asher Vredenberg. His 4th.
That was a nice job by Roseburg that pushed the tempo, pushed the ball up the floor, but couldn't get Vredenberg a clean look. Now on the inbound pass, Bentia tipped it away. Scramble for it on the ground. Vredenberg comes up with it. He tries to get away from this Crater defense. There's just reaching and pushing and scrambling for the basketball everywhere. I almost said football the way this feels out there. Crater comes up with it. A screen by Rucker. Left side for Idiart. He'll get it to Dolan. Dolan from the left elbow pulls up the jumper. No good. Finlayson down with the rebound. He will get it to Stedman. Through the center circle to the far side to Oha. A screen goes left of it to the free throw line. The fadeaway jumper off the left iron. No good. Rucker comes down with the rebound, gets it to Dolan. Still a 7-point ball game here. 2:30 to play in the third. 51-44. Idiart will draw back out on the right side with the left hand. Goes around Stedman to the top of the key. Falling backwards, gets it to Dolan for a deep three. Back iron, high rebound, whistle underneath, and it's Roseburg basketball. The foul goes against Crater's Cody Duckwitz. Duckowitz will pick up, if I'm reading that right on the scoreboard, his 4th foul. 5 team fouls against Roseburg. 2 against Crater there. They added on the scoreboard. 7-point ball game still. Both teams have gone a bit cold with the offense. Handed off to Mendoza, driving in the middle. Wanted to step around the defender, but will get called for the travel. Went right into Josh Rucker. Tried to step around him, and Mendoza just kind of froze. Around a screen, Cleary goes tumbling on the ground. Up the floor comes Dolan. He gets right underneath on the right side, but his shot is short. And then in the outlet, a travel call against Mendoza as he went right into Rucker and got knocked to the floor. Starting to let things play out a little bit here. Not as many fouls being called in the second half. 2 minutes to play in the third period. Inbound in front of the scorer's table for Higginson. Crater trailing by 7. Crossover by Idiart out at the top, marked by Bentia. Doesn't get a whistle on what could have been a blocking foul. Driving right in at the lane, knocking over a defender, no good. Underneath, Rucker went back up with it. He couldn't get it, and the whistle stops play. That was 2 attempts. Duckowitz underneath, and then Rucker got the offensive board, and the putback will go to the line. And they call the foul on Stedman.
Foul number 2, Carter Stedman.
Stedman ended up, I think he was the guy on the ground. Might have been a little grabby there, as he had Rucker standing over him. And Rucker will get the first. Officials discussing things here before the second free throw. Gives us a moment to let you know tonight's game brought to you by Tim's Appliance and Mattress at the corner of Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg. 0% financing, always available. Six-point ball game. Make it a 5-point game as Rucker hits them both. Stedman will bring it up the floor for Roseburg. Hands it off to Mendoza. Trying to fight through that handoff is Crater. A 3 from the deep in the corner. Bentia off the mark. Rebound down to Idiart. He'll push it up the floor. Far side with it. Dolan driving baseline. Fader away. Count the bucket and a foul. Ty Dolan, second field goal of the third quarter for him, and a chance to go to the line to add to his point total and get it back to a 2-point ball game if he can make the and one here. Dolan has been the most frequent free throw shooter for Crater. He will not get the and one, but Rucker comes down with the rebound. The offensive board gives a second chance here for Crater. Out to the top. Idiart driving left side, back out to Duckwitz to the free throw line, lost the handle on it. Ball gets tipped right back to him. He goes up and draws the whistle. Finlayson on the defense did a good job, but then when the ball got loose in the air, he jumped up to try and get to it, tipped it, and it went right back to Duckowitz. That gave him the second chance. It looked like Bentia was right there with Finlayson and could have possibly grabbed that one away if it hadn't been tipped. Duckowitz will hit the first, makes it a 2-point ball game, 51-49. Quiet period here for Roseburg, 12 points. They've not scored in a while. Second free throw, no good though. Pulled down by Finlayson. Almost threw it away in the backcourt, tipped out, and it will be Roseburg basketball. (18-12), the advantage for Crater here in the third. Higginson will head to the bench. In the game for Higginson came Ecree. A three from the right corner. Off the mark by Mendoza. Cleary fighting for it. Couldn't keep it in bounds. And Crater will get it. Roseburg shooting woes here in the third. Fight for it on the inbound pass, and Bentia gets whistled as he tried to fight through Acree. And Bentia will pick up his third. And Roseburg's already sent Crater into the bonus. It's 9 team fouls against the Tribe, just 2 against Crater. So to the free throw line goes Ashton Acree, the junior. I've got him down as 5 for 6 at the line. Rattles in the first. Roseburg basketball on the score brought to you by Flyaway Travel. When you get ready to take that dream trip, contact their travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel. And make sure that you have an agent in your corner in these complicated travel times. Give them a call at 672-5701. Both go through. We're tied at 51. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. Driving baseline, Finlayson loses a handle on it, turns it over. A chance to take their first lead of the ball game here for Crater. 45 seconds on the third quarter clock. Cleary marking up the floor. Dolan looks for the baseline pass. They find the cutter off the mark for Rucker. It's taken away by Dukowitz, and he'll put the bank shot through. Dukowitz is at 2, and with 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, 53-51. Crater is in front, and Roseburg turns it over again. Roseburg goes cold, and Crater comes back looking to add to it. Can't get the bucket to fall. Finlayson commits the foul. And we'll send Dukowitz to the free throw line. He is 3 for 4 at the stripe, and we'll get a chance to shoot 2 as we're into the double bonus for the Comets.
Dukowitz at the line to shoot 2.
So Dukowitz will get the automatic 2 here. And he rattles in the first. Starters have been off the floor for a little while for Roseburg here. I imagine you'll see a heavy dose of Wilder and Fullerton and Williams coming up in the fourth quarter. Second free throw for Dukowitz. He hits it. 55-51, largest lead of the game for Crater. Cleary gets it to Bentia. 13 seconds to play. Mendoza drives left hand, goes for the Euro step. The ball got tipped out of his hands, and he caught it back, and they call him for a travel. Then a whistle on Owen Bentia. And we'll walk the other direction for free throws for Crater. So 2 shots coming here. Bentia will be, Fullerton will be checking in.
Ashton Acree.
8.3 seconds to go. It should be a 2-shot foul. So they will go for the second. Everybody was acting as if it was a 1-and-1. It was a 2-shot foul. First one was no good for Acree, obviously. They ran time off the clock as well. Second one goes through. 56-51. Up the floor for Cleary. Gets it to Fullerton, head fake, drives, left side. Finlayson, a shot at the buzzer, no good. At the end of 3, Crater has stormed back. They lead 56-51. Roseburg goes to the fourth quarter looking to try and make up a 5-point deficit. take a 1-minute break, come back here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Big third quarter for Crater, and they will start with the basketball as we welcome you back here to Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Crater leading it 56-51. Offensive foul as Josh Rucker tries to back his way underneath and gets called for pushing a bit too hard. And we'll give the ball to Roseburg. 5-point lead, largest of the game for Crater. Didn't take a lead until the final 30 seconds of that third quarter. Crater outscoring Roseburg 25-12 in the third to take the lead. Rucker will take a seat. Ben Higginson will come in for Crater. Roseburg, Fullerton at the free throw line. Jump pass into the corner. Williams, head fake, drives in. Back out to Stedman. Stedman hands it off. Fullerton, a deep three. Looks a little short. It is, and out of bounds. Roseburg has their starting five on the floor: Mendoza, Fullerton, Williams, Wilder, and Stedman. Foul trouble has been an issue, as there's another foul called against Roseburg. We'll head to the line. It's free throws from here on out for Crater. Boston Williams will pick up that one. I've got it as his first, and I'm sure that's not true. There's his second. Tonight's game is brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. First one good for Acree. And don't forget to stick around in the postgame show. We'll name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game, as well as we'll tell you tonight's In the Paint rebound leader, brought to you by Colorcraft. Both free throws go through for Acree. Puts him in double figures. 58-51, largest lead of the game for Crater at 7. A block underneath. Higginson knocks it away. Up the floor we go. Lay-in is good by Idiart. And a timeout taken by Roseburg. No. We're going to have a whistle against Crater. I think it was a delay of game warning. 60-51. 9-point ball game here. 7 minutes to play. Roseburg's got to get hot again. Stedman out at the top. Hands it off to Mendoza. He's been frustrated. Hasn't been able to drive. Hasn't really gotten a lot of room to shoot. Williams, he'll drive in. Kick into the corner. Head fake by Wilder. Out to Fullerton for a three. Needed that. First of the night for Hunter Fullerton. Back to a 6-point ball game. One-hand pass, stolen away by Wilder. Intercepted it. It's not football season anymore for him. Well, Fullerton gets him in the air with a three and drives to finish at the rim. He got the head fake, defender in the air, and Roseburg a quick 5-0 run. Back within 4. 6:21 to go and a quick timeout taken by the Comets. Let's take one as well. A 30-second timeout. 6:21 to play in the ball game. Roseburg trails 60-56 against Crater on 541radio.com and on the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Colorcraft is the only Benjamin Moore dealer in Douglas County, so when it's time to get in the paint, you can expect perfect matches with Colorcraft and Benjamin Moore. Remember, Colorcraft is a paint store, not a paint department. They are awarding a $10 gift certificate to Java Run to tonight's Colorcraft in the Paint Rebound Leader. We'll have that for you coming up in the postgame show. Stick around for that. 6:21 to go. It's a 4-point ball game. Crater with it. Roseburg on a mini run here. Comets trying to slow it down a little bit. Some pitch and catch in the backcourt. They'll get it across the timeline. On the left side, Ty Dolan with it. Pass out to the top to Idiart. He'll dribble left side. One-hand pass into the corner. A three. Off the front iron, no good. Rebound, knocked out of bounds. Stays with Crater. There's Higginson in the corner. His three just a little long. 6:01 to play. Inbound for Dolan at the baseline. Got to get it in. Will laser one out to the top. Back to Dolan on the left side. Dribbles out to the top against Mendoza. Pass away right side. Into the corner. Acree with it. To the right wing. Dribbles back to his right. Stops in the right block. And a timeout taken before Acree could turn it over. So Crater will burn a timeout there. Let's take another one as well. 30-second timeout with 5:45 to play in the ball game. 60-56. Crater in front of Roseburg on 541radio.com and on the score. 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Roseburg basketball on the score brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. And by Good Vibrations Solutions. For home theater and automotive audio, you can feel it at Good Vibes. Roseburg starting to feel their offense just a little bit again. Went kind of cold in the second half of that third quarter. Here in the fourth quarter, they've gone on a mini 5-0 run to draw back within 4. And the Roseburg fans fired up. I looked up at the clock right when it happened. I think maybe a travel is what they were hoping for. And now a whistle against Roseburg. It'll be Micah Mendoza whistled. To the line goes Crater.
Micah Mendoza.
I was looking up at the scoreboard to get a look at the time and the situation and figured it was going to be a pretty standard inbound pass. The whole gym got fired up. With colorful shoes to the line, Ty Dolan. Short on the front end. Pastels, greens, blues, reds, pinkish colors. Very artistic looking shoes. Second one is good. 61-56, 5-point ball game. 5.5 to play. Boston Williams draws a whistle. Can't finish the bucket. It's just the fourth team foul against Crater, and it is a shooting foul, despite the pleas of head coach Brian Scott for Crater. He wanted that to be a foul on the floor. So it's just the second foul against Duckowitz. Somehow I had that as his fifth. Okay. Boston hits the first. Second is a bit short. Underneath, Micah Mendoza able to get the offensive board and the putback. Then a blocking foul in the backcourt against Roseburg, and let's walk to the other free throw line. Foul called against Boston Williams. That'll be his third for the honorable mention All-Southwest Conference selection last year. At the line, Ashton Acree hits the first. Asher Friedenberg will check in for Williams. 59 points right now for Roseburg. Kind of looking like they may be held to a season low here tonight if they don't catch absolute fire here the rest of the way. Second free throw, no good, but an offensive board. And it's Higginson down with the rebound. Out to the top. They whip it to the far side. Driving baseline goes Acree. Knocked out of bounds, stays with Crater. Acree still stunned. He didn't get a whistle for a foul there. 5:12 to go in the contest. Inbound from the baseline. Dolan will look out to the top, gets it to Higginson. Higginson's pass tip, taken away by Wilder. Out to Friedenberg, who feeds it to Mendoza. And they get the two there. It's back to a one-point ball game, 62-61. Underneath, travel. Dolan tried to step around the defender and drags his feet, ends up on the ground. 62-61, 4:58 to go. Roseburg trying to press the tempo. Lob underneath to Mendoza, underneath the basket, and he steps on the baseline. Josh Rucker's going to come in for Crater.
Josh Rucker into the Crater line, replacing Ben Higginson.
Higginson will head to the bench in the substitution. Full court press here from Roseburg, trailing by one. They have fought their way back in. Acree splits the couple of defenders, nearly lost it. Idiart will get it up the floor to Rucker. Rucker, that should have been a travel. It will be, or an offensive foul, either way. Rucker looks at the bench, and you could read his lips. How did I travel? Took an extra step in there, drug his back foot. Turnover by Crater. Roseburg with some momentum. Stedman dribbles left side, angles back out, picks up the dribble at the left wing. Bounce pass to Wilder, back to Fullerton, behind the back dribble, tries to attack, spins it back out, and will reset. Nearing the midway point of the fourth quarter. Attacking, Fullerton throws up a shot, no good. He goes into the padding on the baseline. He wants a whistle, doesn't get it. Dukowitz out in front, whips out left side at the wing. Idiart bounces underneath to Acree, who will draw it back out. At the 4-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Rucker sets a screen, going left side. Idiart stops, pass out to the top, nearly taken away by Friedenberg. Over to Dolan, his three off the mark. Offensive board in the corner. Acree a three, no good. Another offensive board for Dukowitz, and he'll get it. Another third look here for Crater. Out on the left wing, Rucker gets it, hands it back to Dolan. And out at the top, Idiart with it. And a reach-in foul against Mendoza to the line will go Marcus Idiart, the senior. 2 for 2 at the line earlier in the ball game.
At the line to shoot, 2-shot bonus.
Trying to stretch this 1-point lead. Here in the fourth quarter, tonight's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. First of 2 free throws here, Idiart will hit.
Owen Bentia and Boston Williams into the...
Owen Bentia will come in for Hunter Fullerton. Boston Williams into the game as well. He checks in for Micah Mendoza. 2-point game. Lefty Idiart misses the second. Rebound tipped around. Bentia comes up with it. 3 from the left corner. Rattles through for Asher Friedenberg, his first of the night, and Friedenberg gives Roseburg a 64-63 lead with 3:22 to go. Roseburg back in front for the first time since early in the third quarter. Out at the top, Idiart hassled, travels as he spun around and moves his pivot foot.
Into the Crater lineup, Cooper Hopkins.
3:11 to go, Roseburg storming their way back in front. They have outscored Crater 13-7. Stedman going to go right to the rim, tries to finish with the left hand, and will, the senior, a huge bucket, his first points of the night, and Roseburg's up by 3 with 3:02 to go here in the fourth quarter. A huge rally by the Tribe, trying to stay undefeated on the season, and a 30-second timeout needed by Roseburg. We'll keep it right here and let you know tonight's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, where you can belong to Douglas County. Crater took its first lead of the game, 30 seconds left in the third quarter at 53-51. They had tied it up with just under a minute to go in that third, and they led all the way until about 3.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Roseburg able to fight their way back in front. What a ball game we're getting here tonight in our home opener for Roseburg. Roseburg will be heading to Bend coming up this weekend. They'll play at Caldera on Friday and then at Mountain View on Saturday, staying the night in Bend. And then they will be back here at home to take on Eagle Point next Tuesday. That will be our next broadcast. We are off Friday and Saturday for the Roseburg games. No coverage of those from the radio station. Well, our next broadcast will be Tuesday next week against Eagle Point. Crater with the basketball, under 3 minutes to play, out of the timeout. Dolan bounce pass away to the left side. Idiart will bring it back to the top. Acree with it. They back to the top between the circles here for Idiart. Trying to direct traffic, bounce into the middle to the right side. Roseburg with the zone. Out at the top with it, Idiart to the left side. Dolan wants a deep three. Front iron no good. Rebound tipped. Last touch by Crater. Crater fans in attendance not happy with the call. Substitution in for Crater. It's Marcus Idiart who will come out for Josh Rucker. Inbound into the backcourt for Roseburg. One man back there, no pressure really from Crater. Wilder brings it up, hands it off right side. Deep three by Bentia, off the mark. And tracking it down, a whistle. They call this on Asher Vredenberg. Vredenberg whistled on the rebound. Was trying to get his position to get back out to that long rebound, knocked out, and I guess gets called for a hold. Vredenberg will pick up his fifth. Micah Mendoza will check in for Asher Vredenberg, who will foul out of this game. Hit the huge three to give Roseburg the lead with 3:22 to go. They're now in front 66-63 as Josh Rucker will head to the line trying to cut it down. He's short on the front end. Automatic two here, 10 into the double bonus. Crater. Roseburg not quite even into the bonus yet, only 14 fouls against the Comets. Second free throw for Rucker. Short, doesn't roll over the iron. Rebound down to Bentia. Underneath, wide open, Wilder. He didn't go up with it. He will put it on the deck, goes up with the left hand, knocked out of bounds, and last touch by Crater, knocked out of the hands of Micah Mendoza. I think Wilder expected a defender on his back and didn't get it. He had a pretty open attempt from right side of the rim. A bunny underneath. He didn't take advantage with the quick decision making. Inbound, left side, Fullerton, head fake, got the defender in the air, tried to go up with it, nearly had it blocked, gave it away, gets it back, drives baseline, misses, rebound down to Crater. 3-point ball game, under 2 to go. Dolan back out to Idiart out at the top. He'll dribble left side, one hand push pass to the far side to Acree. A screen goes opposite side, dribbles into the left corner, back out to the top. Around Rucker, a deep three to tie it. No, underneath. Dukowitz with the offensive board. He's been huge on the glass. He makes it a 1-point game. 66-65. Fullerton drives, a wild shot off the mark. Rebound down to Mendoza. His putback no good. Tipped up, last touch by Crater. 2 looks from point-blank range for Roseburg. They can't get them, but they'll get a third try. 1:29 to go, a 1-point ball game. Stedman inbound underneath, looking for Williams in the middle. Toss out to the top to Wilder. He'll go in, kick out, a three by Stedman. He's got it! The senior, his first points of the game come in the the fourth quarter. He's got 5, and he helps Roseburg out to a 4-point game. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Roseburg is Micah Mendoza right there to knock it away from Ty Dolan with all sorts of pressure in the backcourt. 69-65 the score. Roseburg leading by 4. Acree, pass back to the middle. Idiart brings it up. Top, goes left to the key, drives underneath, high off the glass, and good for Marcus Idiart, and a timeout taken by Crater. It's a 2-point ball game with 1:06 to go, and Roseburg in front.
Timeout.
As we are down to the final stretch run. Let's take a 30-second timeout here on 541radio.com and on the score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Copy.
From a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
We've been treated to a good one here in the home opener for the Roseburg boys. A tight ball game to the end, 69-67. Roseburg in front by 2 with 66 seconds left to play in regulation. Jace Wilder will inbound it. Roseburg full length of the floor to go, leading by 2. Crater with fouls to give. They'll pressure in the backcourt. Give it to Stedman. Back to Wilder. He'll pass it up the floor, but a foul in the backcourt. That'll just be the 5th team foul against Crater. It is the 4th foul against Ty Dolan. Inbound goes to Fullerton on the right side. Roseburg holding. Down under a minute to play. Fullerton with it. Picks up the dribble, wants to get it to Stedman in the right corner. Double team. Now things clear out for him. He'll get it back to Fullerton. Roseburg gets stripped. Fullerton gives it away up the floor. And the shot is swatted away by Micah Mendoza. Marcus Idiart knew he was coming. But Micah Mendoza with all sorts of hops nearly jumps out of the gym as he swats that one away. Keeps it a 2-point lead for Roseburg as he takes away the possible game-tying bucket for Marcus Idiart. Crater, though, will keep the possession with 41.2. A 2-point ball game. Crater inbounding from underneath their own basket. Inbound goes to Rucker, and he will tie it up. He got open easy. Inbound goes to Bentia. 34 seconds to play. Tie ball game, 69 all. Stedman, spin move, finds Wilder in the middle, pass out. Bentia, a 3 for the lead. High off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound down to Dukowitz. 20 seconds to go. And a whistle, timeout taken by Crater. The Comets, what can they draw up? If they draw a foul, Roseburg will send them to the line. Double bonus for the Comets, 19 seconds to go. And we're going to keep it right here. Bentia had an opportunity to give the Roseburg Indians a lead with a 3 in the corner, and it didn't fall. It was just off the back iron. And underneath, Cody Dukowitz has been huge on the glass tonight. Mostly offensive. He's done all sorts on the offensive side, but a huge defensive rebound there to stop any second chance opportunity for Roseburg to regain the lead. So Crater will be looking to draw something up here. It will be worth noting, no timeouts left for the Comets. Roseburg with 2 timeouts left to go in this one. So if Crater does grab the lead, Roseburg can call the timeout to try and draw up something to see if they could tie or win it at the buzzer. 69-69 with 19 seconds to go in regulation. Crater will be inbounding from in front of the student section for Roseburg. They'll stack it up. Inbound goes to Idiart in the backcourt. 16 seconds, marked by Stedman. 14 seconds. Dolan gets it out at midcourt. Pressured by Wilder, and he draws the whistle. Jace caught reaching, and that will send Ty Dolan, one of their better free throw shooters, to the free throw line to try and give Crater the lead. Fourth foul on Wilder. 9.2 seconds to play. That's at least the one thing benefiting Roseburg here, is that they committed the foul with time. First free throw dances around and falls through. 70-69, Crater in front. Boston Williams will check into the game for Owen Bentia. Second free throw here with 9.2. Roseburg, 2 timeouts to go. Second free throw here. Short, rebound, tipped. Trying to save it back in bounds. Goes 3/4 of the way up the bleachers is Ben Higginson, but he can't rebound. Will go to Roseburg with a 1-point lead. Crater will go defensive, and timeout taken by Roseburg as expected. 1-point ball game, 6.9 seconds to play here in this one. What a contest here. Roseburg trying to get their first win at home. Crater trying to come away with their first victory against a Southwest Conference opponent. A foul doesn't necessarily send Roseburg to the line. Right now, only 5 team fouls against Crater. Whew. Stick around. We'll have your Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game coming up here in the post-game show. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. You can stop by and fill up after home games, or come by to watch the live stream during the away games. That's Mountain Mike's on Harvard and Bellows, just a little bit away here from the Roseburg High School gym. Out of the timeout, 6.9 to go. Roseburg will inbound. Get it to Williams. Williams on the left side. And a foul is called with 3.2 seconds to go. It's a non-shooter. So that worked to Crater's advantage. They let time wear off the clock but didn't give up a shooting foul. Roseburg just needs a bucket to win it with 3.2. They've got their shooters out there. Mendoza, Stedman, Fullerton, and Williams. Williams gets it. 2-1. Got to get a shot off. Roseburg will not. Final score 70-69. Crater gets the win and celebrates on Roseburg's home floor here tonight. Roseburg outscores Crater in the fourth quarter, but not by enough. They'll fall by 1 against the Comets. Crater improves to 4-2 on the year. Roseburg will go to 2-1 on the season and get ready for a trip heading to Bend this weekend. Whew. Entertaining ball game. Doesn't go the way the home team wants it. We'll talk more about it when we come back. Roseburg falls to Crater, 70-69, your final score here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live.
Or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Back here at Roseburg High School, where tonight's ball game has gone final. Roseburg gets the win, or excuse me, gets the loss, unfortunately. 70-69, your final score in this one. It was a battle back and forth. Roseburg, biggest lead was 10 points in the second quarter, but unfortunately they could not hold off Crater in the second half. The Comets take their first lead of the game with about 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, and then it was back and forth in the fourth quarter. Roseburg took a lead with 3:22 to go in the fourth quarter, but could not hang on to it. Had a couple of looks and opportunities to try and see if they could get back in front in the final stretch, but on the final possession of the ball game, Roseburg couldn't get the ball in the air for a shot in time. Boston Williams trapped on the baseline as he was trying to get a clean look and did not get a shot off, and Roseburg falls to Crater. First loss of the season for Roseburg, and with 69 points here tonight, that's a new season low for them, but not a bad number, but season low on 69 points. Went cold in that third quarter, and that's when Crater made their comeback, outscoring Roseburg 25-12. Roseburg outscores Crater 18-14 in the fourth quarter, but it's that third quarter that does them in. Dug too deep of a hole, couldn't make their way back out of it as Crater hangs on for the victory. Crater goes to 4-2 on the season. Roseburg now 2-1 on the year. Taking a look at some of the numbers from tonight. These are unofficial because I don't believe that they are accurate. There's a couple of missing points in there, but these are going to be close. Marcus Idiart, 7 points for Crater. 11 points for Ashton Acree. Kyle Biddle with 2. 19 for Cody Duckowitz. He is your game-high leader for Crater. He had a huge night on the glass and with those the second chance points. 15 for Ty Dullen, and 9 points for Hunter Schwenk, and 5 for Josh Rucker. On the other side for Roseburg, 17 points for both Micah Mendoza and Hunter Fullerton, as they will share the title of leading scorer for Roseburg. Behind them, 7 points for Ashton Friederberg, 8 for Boston Williams, 5 for Owen Bentia, 1 for Keegan Cleary, Jace Wilder with 4, Carter Stedman with 5, Mark Oha with 3, and that is your scoring tonight for the Roseburg boys. Tough one there. I'm sure one that they will get a chance to watch the tape here over the next couple of days before they get ready to head to Bend to take on Caldera on Friday night at 7 o'clock. There'll be plenty to learn from this one. Looked like Crater kind of had found a way to attack Roseburg offensively and also slow them down defensively. So we'll see how Roseburg adjusts and learns and grows from tonight's ball game here tonight at Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Unfortunately, Roseburg drops their home opener. Take time now to take a look at our leaders in the ball game. First, we'll start off with your in-the-paint rebound leader. Brought to you by Colorcraft, the only Benjamin Moore dealer in Douglas County. So when it's time for you to get in the paint, you can expect perfect matches with Colorcraft and Benjamin Moore. Remember, Colorcraft, they're a paint store, not a paint department. Your Colorcraft in the paint rebounding leader tonight, it is Boston Williams. Boston Williams doing a nice job on the rebounds here this evening. I had him down for 5, but most of those in the first half, and I kind of started getting caught up in the game and forgot to start keeping track of those. I'm not always the best at keeping track of rebounds, so we will just say I believe Boston Williams probably leads tonight, and we're going to go with that. He's your rebound leader. He'll receive a $10 gift certificate from Java Run, thanks to Colorcraft. And tonight's Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game is going to be Carter Stedman. Played tough defense, played a lot of minutes tonight. And only finished with 5 points, not your leading scorer, but Carter Stedman tonight playing some tough defense and hitting critical buckets in the fourth quarter as he helped Roseburg rally their way back in this one tonight. Carter Stedman is your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game here this evening, receiving a $25 gift certificate to use at Mountain Mike's Pizza. All right, that is about to wrap it up for us here tonight. Looks like Josh has been diligently writing down some scores from other games around the area here tonight, so we'll see if we can get a quick run-through on some of those for you before we sign off. Our next broadcast for Roseburg basketball is going to be coming up 1 week from tonight when we're back here at home against Eagle Point. That'll be a 6:45 start time for that game, 6:30 the pregame, thereabouts, as long as the JV game goes according to schedule. which it usually doesn't. So keep that in mind. But we'll be on the air around 6:30 coming up next Tuesday. Roseburg's next game is at Caldera and then at Mountain View Friday and Saturday, 2 games in Bend. But we will not make the trip over there for those games. Our next broadcast will be next Tuesday. For Crater, their next game is going to be at Marshfield coming up this weekend. All right, we will get a rundown of some local scores before we sign off here, and then we'll send it back to CBS Sports Radio for you here in just a moment. Coming up tomorrow, we've got Blazers basketball for you here on the Score, so make sure you tune in for that. Pregame starts at 4 with tip-off as the Portland Trailblazers take on the San Antonio Spurs tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. We'll have that for you here on the Score. Make sure you tune in for that one. All right, taking a look at some boys' scores. Final from earlier, Douglas defeating Reedsport 73-41. Final, Lapine getting the win over Sutherland 47-19. In the Southwest Conference, South Eugene, a 74-73 winner over Southridge, and a close one there. In girls basketball, New Hope Christian defeating Riddle 52-19 today. Lowell gets the better of Yoncalla 40-31. Umpqua Valley Christian falls in a tight one against Monroe, 48-46. Douglas whomping Reedsport, 57-9 in girls basketball. And Camas Valley a winner, 28-21 over Rogue River in girls basketball tonight as well. And also this evening, Coquille getting a 47-34 win on top of Oakland in girls basketball tonight as well. And that is going to do it for us tonight here, folks. Want to say thanks to the Crater Comets for making the trek up here this evening and for a fantastic ball game, a real entertaining one here tonight. Want to say thanks to Athletic Director Russ Bolin, Head Coach Jordan Humphreys, and the entire Roseburg basketball team for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on The Score. Thanks to Josh Nelson for help with the video broadcast here tonight. Big thanks to Abby Knight back in the studio for the radio production this evening. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll catch up with you guys in 1 week from today, next Tuesday, when Roseburg's back at home against Eagle Point. We'll have coverage of that game for you. Starting at 6:30, you can catch it right here on 541radio.com or tune in to Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. All right.